Good evening, everybody. It is a very light Patreon therapy session right now, but who knows who's going to be joining? Because we got people that are always late. Gentlemen, even though I'm not talking to anybody from Canada, Rock Nation Husni you are in Saudi Arabia right now, Husni, yes. Gio from California, Fabio, obviously from Long Island, and gentlemen, I got to put the Brett the Hitman T-shirt. You got to represent Canada, right? But on a side note, guys. In the list of greatest Canadians, you have, guys like Wayne Gretzky, Terry Fox, Presidente. Why do I say Presidente? Guys, I don't know if you saw AC Milan wishing Happy Canada Day to the Milan clubs and Milan fans around Canada. Fab, you got to put yourself on mute there in the garage. You got some sort of breeze over there, but gentlemen. Welcome. We got, again, Rock Nation Husni. That's his nickname. Live from Saudi Arabia. Gio from California. Fam from Long Island. Guys, we're going to talk about a bit of Milan. We're going to talk about a bit of Euros. But you know what? Because Rock Nation Husni was the first one on, what do you want to talk about first? You want to talk about Milan or you want to talk about the Euros, Husni?
Let's keep it with the Euros first. I like for us to continue this theme of the Euros. Then we'll move into Milan.
All right, so the Euros. You know what? Let's start off with which moment, Husni, for you were you like, there was a lot of surprises. For me, it was, England losing did not bring me as much joy as France losing. Is there anybody, any team whatsoever, or maybe a team that you were like, yeah, like this is a great surprise? Talk to us about your feelings about the Euros so far.
Yeah, just about the point about France. I wouldn't say it was not expected. The thing is that when it gets to extra time and then it goes on to penalties, anyone can win it. And one thing that really proved the fact that having an expensive team doesn't automatically buy the result that you want. And taking this back to Milan, spending money on a big name player will not necessarily get us the result that we want. Because, and it's really my honest opinion, beyond 30 million, once you start to spend above 30 million, you really have to consider, are we paying the extra amount just for the marketing value? So you buy someone, for example, like CR7 or for Messi. Maybe in terms of the actual value, it's like 30, 40 million. But then beyond that, if they're asking for 100 or 150 million transfer fee, you're just paying someone to sell the jerseys. And in the case of France, if you get the whole team, it's a star-studded assembled cast. They couldn't get it done.
No, exactly. And, a lot of people are talking about the unity of a team, right? maybe not the superstars. Gio, to you, do you think the unity, like people talking about Italy, if you look at Italy on paper, probably not the best players in the world. Looking at France's player, and there's been rumors of rifts between the players, between Mbappe and Rabiot, and then the parents getting the mom as a Karen supposedly. But do you think there's a lot to do with the guys not gelling together?
Vinny, you gotta love your country, and a lot of French, they have issues. The French people don't even like me. I'm first generation. My family, they from El Salvador, so I'm first generation American. And they have that issue over there in France. The French, a lot of them, their parents are from Senegal, Nigeria, Algeria. So a lot of French people don't like that, and sometimes they have that clash with that stuff. But it's for the love of your country, and I think that Italy, man, everybody's on board except for Mancini, because boy, oh boy, oh boy, Mancini. Stop drinking the Peronis. I know it's hot out there.
Oh, what's your
like,
problem with Mancini, Gio? Come on.
Mancini, man, like the thing is with Mancini is like Locatelli, you can't look Verratti.
He didn't play bad. He didn't play bad.
Yeah,
Gio,
but I'm gonna give you an analogy.
Okay.
Look. I don't know if you guys like basketball, but look at the Phoenix Suns. They beat the Clippers 2-0 without Chris Paul. Chris Paul came in game 4 and he slowed the ball down. So they didn't have the same fluidity till like 4 games later. We don't have that time in the Euros. It's such a short tournament. Who was hot. You saw as soon as Locatelli, Chiesa came in, they were moving. What Verratti was doing, he was just slowing down the ball. Like, okay, I got it. No, Locatelli is one pass here, pop, they pass him. That's the only thing. He needs to relax. He needs to stop choosing the name and choosing the person that is in form.
Okay. So I'm gonna throw this to Fabio. Fabio, how about you? Like, do you trust a guy that's come 31 games without a loss? Do you side with Gio?
I just would say one thing, because I heard one guy say, I think I don't know if it was you guys, but I heard somebody say that Verratti and Barella kind of play the same position. They kind of play the same style. So to put both of them on the field initially to start, I didn't think that was a good idea. I felt Verratti would have been a good pace in the second half. You put him in, slow the game down, plays a little different position. I just think I wouldn't go as far as saying Chiesa should start, because I still want to give Berardi the chance. I felt like he's been playing pretty good, but Chiesa's a good guy you put on in the 60th minute. He has fresh legs. He's super fast. He can tack on both sides if they move him around, if they really want to. So I think the only issue was Locatelli for Verratti. You got to give Locatelli the start. And I know somebody puts up there about Belotti. I'm sorry, yo. I don't know what the hell you've seen so far, but Belotti does not impress me at all. You know what I see?
Did he give you a chance to impress you?
No. Yes and no. I felt he had some time at the end and the whole extra time. But honestly, what I saw was a guy who's playing at Torino who hasn't done anything. That's exactly
because what Immobile did very good the last game, Fabio.
Yeah, you're probably right there. You're probably right there. But you know what? I would still give Immobile some more time. I still think he should start. I don't think anything he's done has really shown you that he deserves to start. It's really Locatelli and maybe Pessina. He looks like he's playing really good. Maybe give him a chance to start, but like Gio was saying, don't mess it up. You have a couple of people that look like they're playing well. We had the first 2 games on lock, 3-0. I think you should definitely try to go back to that route. Leave Verratti, leave Chiesa to come in, and then you put Belotti in at the end, because hopefully Immobile is leaving with a goal. If not,
I gotta respect that. And Derek, you're on YouTube, dude. You're part of Patreon. You should be joining right now. Derek Favretto, he's a fellow friend, fellow Patreon members. Guys, we're here to discuss. It is group therapy session. Rock Nation Husney, are you with these guys? Do you think are you sharing everybody's comments about whether it be not starting Verratti or the Belotti comments, or what are you saying?
I see the logic in starting different set of players, because I'm sure the other team is probably watching in terms of trying to pick out the regulars and trying to anticipate the performances. So if you switch the team around, it makes it a little less predictable. And I think that's one thing that Italy does have it going for them, because you got to admit, not everyone's watching the Serie A and knowing players like Berardi offhand before the Euros. So mixing it up, then you're probably going to be able to see that, okay, how do they plan for how this player plays? Maybe they wouldn't expect anything from Belotti, and Belotti pulls off a masterclass towards the last half of the game. Those are the kind of things that we want to see, and we can really pull it off.
All right, so talking about that, guys, we're in the final eights. I loved Shevchenko, right, coming through. I just loved, obviously Switzerland coming through, and it just seems that these teams that are coming through are team unity, right? Look at Denmark. Who would expect Denmark to pass after the second game? I just love that. And let's talk, Gio. How about you? Against Belgium, let's put it this way. Did you prefer, Steve had said, I didn't care about Portugal, I didn't care about Belgium, just give me anybody. I said I prefer Belgium because I have to listen to Twitter and the online. It's like, give us you guys haven't been tested, and give us Belgium. And now, are we supposed to feel bad about, De Bruyne is probably not going to be playing, and Hazard might not? Hey, this is the way the world is, right? But did you prefer Portugal? Did you prefer Belgium? And what are you expecting about this game?
I preferred France, so we could have smacked them in the face. That's how real I am. Look, these French guys, they laughing. I don't know what's up with these guys. Patrick Vieira, you're a bidone. You couldn't, you're just a hater because, we sold you after 1 year of getting you because you couldn't dispatch all these guys in the midfield. That's your fault. But, I don't care if I'm happy. I just don't want Mancini messing up the flow of the game. You feel me? And tomorrow I'm having a lot. I don't know. I trust them. I cool with Mancini, but sometimes Bonucci's just coming back. You think that 38 years old is gonna against Lukaku? You saw Bonucci. They were spinning him like a ballerina. Austria. That was Austria. They were turning him. He was trying to dance some bachata merengue. Fabio knows about that. They had him spinning. So to me, it's time, man. Time to give that young gun Bastoni some time, because Bonucci looked horrible. He was getting spinned, and Acerbi, he looking okay, but it's time to give the young guy a chance, and don't mix up the flow of the game. Give me Locatelli so they can move the ball fast.
But
if
Bonucci,
we slow it down.
But Bonucci is the voice of the Azzurri. He's the one saying we're not gonna kneel. We're gonna kneel maybe, guys. Honestly, me, it's all about the Azzurri. I don't care. I really don't look at. I always go back to 2006. I hate Materazzi, but in the end, he was part of the Azzurri and he helped.
I have the jersey, Vinny.
There we go, right? So it's all about the colors, right? It's all about the colors. But Fabio, how about you? Or you with, maybe, because I could understand Gio's point about Bastoni, but against a team like Belgium, against Lukaku, would you start a guy like Bastoni, or would you?
Would. I don't know how you guys can feel confident sending Bonucci up there to possibly have to deal with Lukaku sometimes one-on-one. He's going to get eaten alive. They better double him up, hit him as many times as they can without getting red cards, but they got to hurt him. Bastoni should play. They're teammates. They probably train against each other all the time. Maybe he has a little better play against them. Who knows? But I just think Mancini's gotten everything right so far. I mean, I don't want to say we squeaked by because we definitely didn't, but there was some nerve-wracking moments there in last week's game, man. I think this week they're going to have it. And I just want to say one thing. And listen, whatever your political leanings are, Italy has been known to have these racist moments, and it would have been nice that the captain, Bonucci, you tested the minchia. You couldn't just go up there and say, no, we're all going to kneel because racism needs to stop, sexism needs to stop, all this shit needs to stop. You're a fucking soccer player. You get paid to play a game. God forbid you do something right for the world, especially in your country, which still has monkey chants every once in a while. That's all I got to say.
No, and that's, I found that that's the only kind of, black eye on this whole team so far. In the end, your political views, your personal political views have nothing to do with this Italian team. And in the end, everybody's been kneeling down. Now they said that they'll kneel down if Belgium kneels down. And guys, I know that it's a different kind of world. The UEFA refusing to put, the pride colors around the Allianz Arena for the Germany team. I can get both sides of the discussion where it's like, don't bring politics into sports. I get that, but this is 2021, and you should make an example.
Vinny, I just want to say one thing. I watched this thing on HBO yesterday about the women's soccer team in US. And if you haven't seen it, it's fucking insane. The girls made only 1 million more. They won every international game they played, every friendly. They won the World Cup. You understand how much they had to do just to make the same amount of money? It's pathetic. That's all I'm saying. FIFA, USA, I mean,
but it's for the fans. The culture is for the fans, right? It's for the fans.
I mean, these guys, they just want money. That's all it is. Money, money, money. And they try. The people who have the most of it are the greediest with it. No,
it's 100%. And then you have England, and you have England versus Germany. And I've watched the games from Wembley, and people still booing national anthems. Guys, honestly, it's like, it's sad. It's really sad where people will say, and I'm going to ask you, Husney, on this one, because I want to talk about this, People say football, soccer brings people together, and it does. But in which sport do you see nowadays that people boo national anthems? You don't see that anywhere. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. You don't see that anywhere. People do not boo national anthems. And you have to see it. And unfortunately, and guys, correct me if I'm wrong, the only place I've seen it is at Wembley, booing national anthems. And Italy has done it in the past. I'm not gonna sugarcoat this, but this whole discussion of don't bring politics into football, but we gotta send out a message. Where do you stand on all this?
Well, if you guys are a bit surprised at those things happening, you should come to watch a few of the football matches in Asia. I have been watching the Malaysian games, and every end of the year we have a regional tournament, and it gets pretty wild. There's fights, there's a lot of booing, being pelted with stones. There was a case a few years ago, I think back in 2010, whereby the Malaysian team, they went to play in Indonesia, and they had to go to the stadium in an armored car, almost like in a tank. So. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It doesn't have to be that way. After all, we're there for the love of the game, but these things tend to happen, and it shouldn't. But this problem is not going to be solved overnight. And sad to say that it might not even get solved in the near future. It's so deeply entrenched.
It is a sad discussion, and I love how we could this is a therapy session, and we can take subjects from one end to the other, and people are making sports are making advancements in this kind of racism, everything. Italy is far behind. We know it, right? Italy is a racist country, and I have no problem saying that. When you have, and we're not talking about 15 years ago when Balotelli was in the national team, and you have Italians at the training ground with pictures saying black Italians don't exist, where for you, Fabio, and myself, he's more Italian than me and you because he was born in the country. And it's just sad. It's completely sad to see stuff like this. And Husney talking to us about stuff like happening in Malaysia, or stuff happening in we saw in Argentina a couple of years ago where Boca Juniors versus River Plate, and they were cutting up the tunnel and pepper spraying the players. It's just we should. It's a very powerful sport around the world, and they should be able to. Not go through this. No, UEFA refuses for you, Allianz Arena, to put the rainbow colors for pride. Like, honestly, don't get political, but come on, guys, this is 2021, right? Everybody's on social media. You should be doing what's right. Is it
political to say that you should know to do the right thing? Honestly, just picture one of these people, your brother, your sister, your kid. Are you going to be an asshole to him? Are you going to be one of these people who think it's fucking 1700 still, and you're going to stone them to death or do something crazy? I mean, it's 2021, guys. Everywhere in the world should be hopefully at this point. That's all I'm saying. I know people want to keep politics out of football, but you can't. Politics in life bleeds into everything, all right? The same people that pay for all these games are the people that keep this entire system going. And we're Americans. We're Americans. We know about racism. It's racism everywhere here, and it's underneath and in your face. It's all over the place sometimes. I'm a first-generation American. All right, I'm a first generation. My parents came from Italy on the boat like everybody else, and I love my country. But sometimes you got to stop with like, oh, America's the best or this is the best. Relax, man. We're all people. That's first and foremost. That's all I got. That's all I'm saying.
Gio, sorry, yeah, Hussein, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to add on to your comment. You mentioned that Italy is a racist country, and I may have a little bit of credibility with what I'm about to say. I lived in Milan for like 7 years, so I think racism is everywhere. And if you want to talk about me in my personal case, when I grew up there, I never experienced it personally. So if it's a matter of racism, it would happen anywhere. It would happen regardless of where you are, and I don't think any country is racist in that regard. It's just about how much publicity it gets. That's
I get you. I just don't want to be like a kind of person that doesn't point fingers at myself. I know Italy is, especially in the south, that we're still old school, right? And I'm speaking from experience, and not because would it be my grandparents or the old school guys, because they didn't know any better, right? And me seeing guys like the Balotellis or the El Shaarawyis that were born in Italy and play for the national team, I find that beautiful, right? Gio, where do you stand on all of this? Even you saying the second generation, and even El Salvador going for Italy, always with the beautiful shirts.
Nah, Vinny. I mean, but in El Salvador, it's like that. It's like like our national team, like suck. So you pick, and me, I'm always weird. Like if everybody tells me like I went for Italy, I seen them in the World Cup. That at 94, I knew like I fell in love with the soccer, but I knew that it was cruel. I seen Milan win, smack up Barcelona and Johan Cruyff. We smacked them up. Get out of here, 4-0. And then I seen Italy like lose. So I knew the world was like football was cruel. I just think like sometimes it's like people want to say it's political because they don't want to see it on the TV. Like everybody's saying like, oh, we're not watching NBA no more because they got Black Lives Matter. Oh, we're not watching NBA because they're having Pride Month. Like everything is political. Like that's standing for something good, and I don't understand that. If somebody just shot your grandma just out of nowhere, it's not like for you speaking up, it's not going to be political. It's you're speaking for something that is wrong,
Yeah. And
that's how people say political. So, and then people always want to fight when now they start saying it's politics when it's really not.
Yeah.
Politics is if you're going to pass this bill or you're not. So, are we going to be able to recycle those are bills, that's politics.
Yeah, and sorry to Carlo saying, Jesus, I came here for football. Sorry, Carlo, this is a group therapy session. We just talk off the cuff and we talk about anything. But let's change it up, gentlemen. I want to talk about Kessie. I want to get you guys' opinions about Kessie. Supposedly, from what we've heard so far, is that the Kessie's group is wanting $6 million a year. Milan was at 4.5, maybe going. Now, I'm going to ask you guys one by one. Husni, I'm going to start off with you. Where do we go from, hey, I'm not going to give Donnarumma this crazy amount. I'm not going to give Hakan more than he deserves. How does it differ from Kessie? How does it differ from Kessie giving him the amount of money? Now, my personal opinion, if we need to give him that amount of money, I am doing it for 3 years. I would like to do it for a bit more. I would even be able to do 6.5, like Paul is saying. Paul, you're part of Patreon as well. Why aren't you on here talking with us? But what are your feelings about Kessie? And yes, there's the pay the guy, right? But you got to look at the financial state, especially what we've just gone through.
Yeah, definitely the economics has a big part to play. In the case of Kessie, I think he's 24. So even if you were to pay him and, towards the, whatever he wants, let's say, for example, he really wants the six for 5 years or 4 years, fine, and pay him the money. Then after the third year, if he doesn't want to sign or you're getting that bad feeling, you can still sell him for a good amount of money. I mean, that's the reality behind it. But what I do feel is that the 6 million as an opening, that would be usually a starting position. So we will probably settle down below that. But then again, is that how does it then impact the non-direct player? effect on the team, because you could say he's crucial to the way that we play. So are you only paying the guy to stay there, or you're actually paying for the result? In the case of Cassie, I would say you're paying money for the result. In the case of Hakan or Jijo, the difference is that you would pay, even if you were to pay the money, it wouldn't guarantee you that you'd get what you want. Hakan might have a bad game. Jijo probably may make a mistake, but Cassie, he would always be there, and that would be the difference.
No, definitely, and I'm being told to pay attention on my because I'm getting messages right now. But Osni, it makes a lot of sense about the results, right? Fabio, how much do you pay him?
I say starting point, like Husney say, you start at 6. If you need to get him to 6.5, do it with incentives, with bonuses, but start with 6. The guy deserves it. He plays almost the full 90 minutes every week, sometimes twice a week. He plays the whole game. So you got to give him the money. He's been solid. He's literally there. Like Paul said, gives a solid 8 or plus most of the weeks, Occasionally we'll have a bad week, but he's solid, man. And you know what? Give him 5-6 years. Keep him until he's 29, 30 under contract, because in 2 or 3 years from now, if you get a really great performance and you need to reinvest, then maybe you, God forbid, you sell him for 70, 80, 90 million and you can make some money. People have to be smart from now on. I mean, we got rid of guys, our heyday. I mean, Shevchenko, we let him go. Kaká, we let him go. Thiago Silva and Ibrahimovic, worst 2 decisions that basically curtailed us into the gutter for the next decade. Those kind of moves, that's like suspect. But a Kessie, maybe how much did we pay for Kessie? How much was it? Was it 30-something million? I don't remember.
Not even. And Liban used to say, we're going to lose him for the Olympics. We're going to lose him in January for the African Cup of Nations Cup. So I don't know, like, guys, I'm for giving him. If we're going to go to 6.5, we got to do at least more than 3 years. Gio, what do you think? You know what, Gio? I'm going to have a chance because my beer is empty. I'm going to get that. Please speak amongst yourselves.
Nah, man, I think like the Tank, man, give him the money, sign him up, and that's what we need to do. We need to tie him up because I think we're right now where everybody doesn't really understand, and every Milan fan, they living in the past. Well, I'm in 2021 Milan, and people might think I'm delusional, but we're a club right now. We're like a BVB, but better because, we finish higher than them. And we have lesser talent than them, but our team is better. We're a club right now that we're going to buy cheap to sell high. And the Tank, we bought him for 25 plus maybe add-ons. So if we could get him tied down to a 5-year deal, maybe in 2 years, maybe there's another upcoming academy player coming up, and then we could sell the Tank for like around 80 million.
What about Tonali?
The prices that they're talking, 80 million for sure, right? Bro?
Maybe Tonali in 2 years. That's his spot. You know what I mean? You give him a chance. We just spent it's going to be. I mean, hopefully in the next day or so, they make it official. But what have we spent? Like 20 million on him, hopefully, or 25 million and possibly a player? Come on. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Milan needs to be smart. We're not Arsenal because we're here to win. But we got to start selling some of these.
But guys, I think Maldini and friends, what they're going to try to attempt this mercato is to make us forget about Hakan and Donnarumma. We can hate the players all we want, and I get that. But what happened with these 2 players cannot happen again. It cannot happen again to a team with the prestige of AC Milan. Now, I want to talk about James Rodriguez. Supposedly from the rumors, we're going to be buying him at $10 million, at $6 million a year. On one side, I like the player from what we've seen from him from a couple of years, but then there's the other side of me, and I'm going to ask you, Husni, first. Why is this player moved from team to team to team in all these years, right? So, is Milan his escape? And if Maldini, where's Maldini done us wrong so far, right? Just maybe Leao to say that maybe he hasn't come up to our expectations. But if Maldini wants him, I gotta go with him, right? What do you think?
Well, I wouldn't say that Maldini is perfect. I'm not saying Maldini out. In no way am I saying Maldini out. But Maldini, Masara, the management, anyone can make a mistake. And if you just want a small glimpse of how bad the mistake can be, look at Gianpaolo. You make one small mistake, you get the wrong person in, and it leads to a lot of other mistakes. So I want to trust Maldini, but of course, we should have our own opinions about the player. In the case of James Rodriguez, I do see it as more of a lesser risk move. Because there's always been the comparison. Okay, you want to bring in James Rodriguez, or you want to really push for Hakim Ziyech. Now, in the case of Hakim Ziyech, personally, I don't think Chelsea would be willing to let any of their players go for cheap. They're going to try to monetize everything. So I think at some level, it might be a little bit out of our reach. In the case of James Rodriguez, it looks like the easier deal to make. And there's still some performance there. It's my only concern, is the injuries, because our team also has not a good injury record. And we just don't need that sort of problem.
Definitely, we don't need that problem. But at that price, and I don't like the $6 million a year, but because of the experience that he's getting, Fabio, are you with Husney on that one? Are you okay?
I just would say that maybe James is the type of guy who likes a challenge, who wants to go to another country that he hasn't been yet and go to a team that's on an up and coming. That's what I'm saying, man. Some of these players, he's a good player. He's been on good teams. I wouldn't say James has ever been, except when he's on Colombia, the best player on his team, honestly. And if he's healthy and he could stay most of the season healthy, it's good. If not, Diaz's time to shine, baby. You take the spot, you play the game, and that's it. I mean, he's not a bad guy. What are we going to spend $10 million? People need to stop being cheap. The only thing I would say is I don't like this. We keep going to Chelsea asking for their bench players who are not getting on the field with them and saying, hey, why don't you come over here to Italy? Maybe you'll like it better. We'll make you into a superstar. All right, maybe once, twice, but for God's sakes, 3-4 times. At least in Real Madrid, we got Ancelotti there. We're like, listen, it's good.
We go from over there.
When do we get him over here?
And I'm gonna ask you guys about that, but Gio, I want to get your comments about the James first.
I don't know, Vinny. I don't know, man. The rumors that I'm hearing right now, I don't really like.
No,
but because we're about to sell Pobega to Atalanta. I understand. Look, Vinny, I know everybody's been ragging on us on Twitter, where they're Juve fan, Inter fan. They've been saying that we gave up 3 of our best talents. All right, I understand that, but I understand that we gave up on them, because 4 or 5 years ago, 6 years, we were trying to make Champions League. But now when we're in this youth movement, I'm not accepting selling none of our young talent. I'm sorry.
I don't think they will. I don't think they will.
Gio,
look at the deal with Tonali, with that young player, right? Did they not put a buyback clause right into that player there? So I'm with you, right? Let's stop talking about. I know Pessina. We still have some sort of buyback clause, and
50% or something like that, right?
Yeah, exactly. But no, Gio, I'm with you. But for you, James, no.
Give Pobega a chance, man. We're on this youth thing, and then James, I would take him, but he's too injury prone, But I don't know. I think if we're going with this young movement, we have to sprinkle a little bit, and I'd rather take Isco, to be honest with you. So all these Juventini can start peeing in their pants, taking diarrheas and all that, because they've been wanting Isco for the last 6 years.
I like that analogy there, but we'll see. But talking about all these loans, and you're talking about Chelsea, getting all these players. But Jose, I'm going to ask you: we're getting these players on loan, a la Dalot, a la Diaz, right? And all of a sudden, they just want to stay, and they're making deals to stay. And I don't have a problem with getting players on loan. And look at Diaz. Supposedly, it's supposed to be a made deal soon. $3 million for the loan, $22 million to buy him, $27 million buyback within the first year. Do you have a problem with all these loans or going to the same teams, a la Real Madrid or the Chelsea?
I'm all right, because in the case of Diaz, and I think Dalot will be the same category as well, these are players who have played for us and they want to stay. And I don't think they want to be in Milan because they're expecting a 7 million net a year paycheck. These are players who've come, who've played, have been with the club, seen the family, and want to stay. These are the sort of players that I want. And I've said this before when I was dissing Hakan. We need these sort of believers, and this is the value that I think these loan players have. And one of the issues that I have with the loan players from Milan to other clubs, and I hope Maldini and the rest of the guys up there are listening, please do not loan them to Serie B, Serie C clubs. If you want these players to grow and develop, find them a good team. It can be in, I don't know, Anderlecht in Belgium, whatever, Because look at the case of Dalot from Manchester United. Loan to Milan, he can sometimes start for us. Brahim Diaz, loan from Real Madrid, he can sometimes start for us. How about our players? Can we loan them to Real Madrid and expect them to at least start a few games? I don't think so, but this is why they need to push for the players.
Okay, no, that makes a lot of sense. I don't think there's many. Because can we loan Castillejo, Husney? Who would take Castillejo? Because now he's the uproar of social media because he basically had a boner during his fucking thing. I don't know. Anyways, I don't even discuss the kind of things, but. Can we loan a guy like Castillejo? No, we can't. Fabio, can we loan a guy like Castillejo?
Vinny, we're going to have to pay to get rid of him. What are you talking about? They're going to charge us just for sending him there. What happened? I thought the Spanish teams wanted him. They don't want him no more.
Real Betis wanted him. I don't know. Now he's training. He's training in the pool. He's lifting weights. He's going. I don't understand. But anyways, we're getting Messi, guys. I don't know if you heard. We're getting Messi, and he's going to be benched to Castillejo. Castillejo is going to be the starter, and Messi's going to be substituting for him. But are you okay with these loany players, especially a guy like Diaz? And you look at those videos of the last game, how he was more excited than guys
Hakan.
like Hakan, guys like Donnarumma.
That he is, man. I mean, but yeah, just like he said, they come in, they enjoy the family in Milan, the heritage. You see, people care. We talk about the colors, the shirt. This means something. You're not coming here. This is not Watford FC or whatever the fuck the other ones are. You know what I mean? This is AC Milan. We are the cream of the crop of the Italian soccer. We're the best in Europe. Sorry, everybody else. Juve, you can win 13 million in a row. We don't give a fuck. You never win anything in the Champions League, and that's all that matters. You know what I mean? I think Real Madrid, yes, Chelsea guys, like Husney said, these are the right. We're not loaning nobody out to these teams, but at least we're getting some guys that maybe they're just in a bad spot. Maybe there's too many good guys, and they're like third or fourth on the depth chart. You get them on Milan, get them some time, and then you stick them next to a fucking living legend, and you see what he does. You see what they all do, and they overachieve, guys. I know. I think I said it before, and you guys didn't agree, but I think they totally overachieved this year. Without Zlatan there, I think in his
they did overachieve.
There's no way in hell they finished in second place. But I just think the type of mentality, we had some really great results, great performances in the beginning that we, thank God in the end we straightened back out. But yeah, Hakan, you could see on his face. Now when you watch it, you got that 20/20 vision. Now you see it all clear. This son of a bitch knew he wasn't staying. He was very doubtful. Because this guy Diaz doesn't even know he's coming back, and he's yelling and screaming on his GoPro. You know what I mean? It's like that's the kind of players we want. Guys that
exactly
don't want to leave.
Let's turn the page. And it's fine. He wanted to do this. He went for the money. That's fine.
And Dalot is a good backup. He's not bad. A lot of people want to shit on him, but when he starts fucking running down that right hand side, and he can give somebody a cross, and boom, it's an easy goal. Then you fucking love the guy, But
Dalot didn't start off very well. Needed some time to adapt. But Gio, how about you? Like, would you keep a guy like Dalot? Do you like the Brahim Diaz? I know Diaz did not have the best starting a season, but a great reason why we beat Juventus in the second part of the season. What are you thinking about all these loan deals and making them permanent?
Well, Vinny, I mean, Diaz has the talent. I mean, he was rated as same as Sancho, and because they basically grew up in Man City's academy as one of the top two bright stars, but they didn't want to they took basically the easy way out. Jordan Sancho took the easy way out because he didn't earn his spot like Phil Foden. That's why Phil Foden is like the better of all three of them. And I think Brahim, he has talent, but he needs to get 90 minutes in them legs. You saw what he did to Juve. He had everybody on toes. Nobody could guard him. He was doing pa. He was moving on them. He just needs to get stronger. He needs to get 90-minute lungs, and then you got a talent right there. I'm glad. I'm willing to take every talent, but I'm not willing to to take everybody's else young talent and then give up my talent, Pobega, that I've been wanting. Hog, they just brought him to flip him. That's what it's seen, and that's fine. But I just want like Pobega to get a chance because I've been reading about him for like 3 years now that he's been a talent. So I don't think they're gonna be writing, especially Italian newspapers. They're not gonna be writing stuff about a Milan player that has talent. So
And he scored a couple of goals.
Yeah, no, but
he
I
scored a
don't think
couple goals.
I don't think how good they're gonna sell him, guys. I really don't think they're gonna sell him. I think we need that depth. We need that depth in the team, especially with Champions League. And you got a quality player, unless you get an offer for. I believe we bought him for 7 million. Guys, correct me in the comments if you guys remember. I believe 5 million. If somebody comes at 20, at that point. But then if you sell him, who's a replacement? Talking about all these guys that do want to come back, let me ask you, a guy like Bakayoko, that found himself at Milan, went to Napoli because he wanted to play, with Gattuso, and now supposedly refusing contract negotiation with Chelsea because he wants to come back at Milan. What does that tell you about a guy like a Bakayoko? Do you see him as first of all, we know we're going to be missing Kessie, right? Do you see him as a backup to Kessie? I don't mind if we're going to be paying him maybe 10 million to say when he was at 25, 30 a couple of years ago.
My opinion of Bakayoko is a bit of you could say it's a story that's been told. We keep hearing Bakayoko rumors for ever since he's left. He wants to come back. If the stars were aligned in that sense, he would already be back. That's my point. And with the case of mentioning Pobega, we have players coming back, by the way. So we bring in Bakayoko. What's going to happen to everyone else? There's only going to be limited number of minutes. We want some players to develop. We want some players to see what the talent got. Some other players' performance is going to drop, so you're going to have to rotate them around. If it were up to me, if Bakayoko, if the opportunity came for a quick and easy deal, I wouldn't mind. But the thing is that I really do want to see Tonali. I really do want to see Pobega.
Those are the great points, guys. Tonali is supposedly going to be made as a deal. We're going to get a discount. Pobega, there are rumors with Atalanta, but I'm going to trust Maldini on this one here. Fabio, how about you? Live from the garage from Long Island. Bakayoko, do you take him back at a good price?
I mean, is he taking the Mete spot from last year? We're going to put.
If he's going to take the Mete spot, he's good to go, right?
Yeah, it depends on how much money we're paying him. If we got to pay something for him, yeah. I mean, I don't think it's a great signing. I think this is the time you need to look around and try to pick some guys from some spots for not a lot of money, like a Hog. You see him for 5 million. Yeah, let's just buy that one. Let's get somebody in the midfield that can play a different spot. Somebody predominantly on the left. Who do we got there? Fucking Leao and Rebic and then Hog is number 3. I mean, come on, man. I mean, we just got to try something different. Do we still have Krunic this year?
I believe so. We're still
no,
Husney. No, Husney is going with his heart. No, I don't want. Hey, Krunic did his job, man. You can't go wrong.
I don't want to see Krunic ever play again.
Oh, come on!
I told you, he's got something on Pioli though. That's how he keeps getting it. But he wasn't bad. Scored a great free kick that one time.
He did his job, right? He did his job, guys. He did his job. But in the end, guys like Krunic is not a player to bring us, to rotate in the Champions League and maybe those games against the lower tier teams. Gio, on Bakayoko, what are your feelings?
I mean, like we said, we need cover. And by the time that by the time that they leave for the AFCON, Kessie and Benacer, I think Bakayoko will get his feet back in because he was recovering every ball. So that's good. And then maybe pairing him with Tonali for that 1 month. Maybe we might see Baka Tonali. They doing damage themselves. You never know. I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna say something controversial, but Pobega has a better mindset than Tonali because Spezia survived relegation, and Tonali and Brescia they were relegated after the 4th game. Let's be honest. And that mindset of fighting every day and all that, I think he has what it takes. And hopefully we don't give up. But if we're giving up to Atalanta, Pessina come the other way. because that's the only way I'm doing. But if I see Maldini giving them under that, you have the backing of the fans. You finally had the backing of the Club Azul because you didn't have it as a player. You know they hated you. So don't break that trust. Get us these players. But I don't know. I don't want James over 6 because then Kessie's gonna be like, "Oh, you're paying an injury player $6 million. Now they give me $8 million." And we can't compete with the Premier League because Agnelli has a hold on the Serie A and he doesn't want nobody else owning their own stadiums. You feel me? We need our own stadium. We need to move away from Inter. They're going bankrupt, and they keep laughing on, well, you guys are going bankrupt. You selling Hakimi, and now they have to sell Lautaro for over 100. I was hearing. Who's gonna pay 100 for Lautaro? I wouldn't even pay a 6-pack of beer for Lautaro.
Oh, come on, Gio. You would pay for Lautaro. Come on.
No, I would not pay. What is he doing in Argentina? Nothing.
He's doing in Serie A.
Yeah, but come on, Lautaro. Come on, man. They laughing at us, Vinny. So we laughing at them right now. We laughing at them. Look at our budget. We have the less depth in the Serie A, and that's why they're mad at us. They're mad at us that we signed Castillejo for second place. We had Samu over there. We had Krunic. We're just getting loans. Whatever player that wants to fit in, wants to come to the team. And like I said, like when I first met you, Vinny, is like what players are gonna come to Milan and leave that legacy? These young kids, like now they're like saying like, oh shoot, we saw Maradona, he just passed away, and look at the influence that he had. He went to Napoli and he did it, and that stays in the lights forever.
But Gio,
so these players
those days are over, buddy.
But people they're gonna want to come, Vinny, and they're joining us, and we're doing a youth movement, and that's why everybody hates us.
Who's gonna leave a legacy at Milan right now as we speak? Calabria. If he stayed,
he's gonna
leave a legacy. If we all thought Donnarumma was gonna leave a legacy, and in the end we need to eat our words and realize that it's
Daniele Maldini.
Daniele Maldini though hasn't seen any minutes of playing, right? I get you, Gio. It's like you're talking with your heart, and I speak with my heart a lot of times, but I gotta go back to like, guys, l'era delle bandiere is over. It's over, and if let's say, we always said it, Steve and I, if a year or two ago somebody had offered us 50-60 million for Donnarumma, sell him. If Kessie, somebody comes around at 70 million, 80 million for Kessie, guys, I'm sorry. The day in Asia we are at, you have to sell him at that price, because you're never going to get, guys. You guys remember when Belotti or Milinkovic-Savic were valued at over 100 million, and supposedly that we had offered, what was it that offered the Milinkovic-Savic? I think it was like 70 million. That was back in the Mirabelli and Fasoni days there, where it was just spending like crazy. But they're never going to get those prices ever again. So to you, Gio, I get you, because sometimes I want to go with the heart, and I want these players to leave a legacy. But unfortunately, these legacies don't exist anymore. I'm sorry. Do you feel like the way?
No, I'm not talking like legacy like that, but they want to come and play Milan. They want to put them back in the bright lights. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about they retiring here. I know the way that we are, unless we're bought by like a billionaire owner like Abramovich or the Qatar. Yeah. That's the only thing that I didn't like about Berlusconi in 2009. He could have sold us to the owners of PSG in 2009. But he didn't want to. And then he sold us to Ligny. That's the only problem I ever had with Berlusconi. Because imagine they would have bought us. Ooh, we would have like 3 stadiums in Milano right now. They would have been giving out the brown paper bag to everybody. Oh, you want to
no financial fair play. No financial fair play, as you guys have seen at the PSG. They're just buying everybody. Sergio Ramos supposedly is signing this soon. But anyways, guys, let's finish this off. I love these therapy sessions. It's good for the soul. Hasni, who is winning this Euro Cup? Who's winning, and who's your surprise team in this Euro Cup?
Winning would be, based on what I've seen so far, Italy. surprise team, and it's very pleasant surprise, Ukraine. Sheva, the time has come. Get those bags packed in case Pioli, and I'm not wishing Pioli any misfortune because it's going to affect the club. In case Pioli wants to leave, Sheva, get on that flight. Come back. It's time.
I like it. I like it. Fabio, who's winning this Euro and who's your surprise team? I like Husney's picks there.
Well, I guess the surprise team, I would just say, just the way the table for them, it's England. Like their pathway, I think, is definitely a lot more doable to get to the end. I know people think England's going to win. I look at them like they're not that great, but just the way the table's racked up, we got to go through Belgium and possibly still Spain to play whoever we get in the final.
You think England is beating Ukraine?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, okay.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. But
you know what? I love it. You know what? The way I look at it is everybody in England is going crazy. Watch them lose against Ukraine, and it's just going to be history all over again. I love it. But who's winning? Who's winning this Euro, Fabio? Speak with your heart. Speak with your gambling mind.
If we win this week, I think it's Italy. I don't give a shit about who we play next game. I think we can get to the final and we'll beat anybody. If we could beat Belgium, I'm telling you, Lukaku is a problem, man. He was the best player in Italy this year. He was really great this year. So I just think we're catching them at a wrong time. But if we can beat them, their defense is suspect, yo. Our boys need to step it up and get the win. I think we win 2-1. I'll give Lukaku 1 and 1 only because I just. Hopefully it's 2-0 when he scores, so I can just say like, look at Donnarumma's stupid fucking face, asshole. Should have stopped it. But I think it's Italy.
All right, so we got Italy. Gio, how about you? Who's winning this Euro tournament, and who's your dark horse, your surprise team?
I don't know how the bracket is, but I don't want to sound dumb. Italy gonna be in the final. I already know that. But Denmark, are they on the other side of the bracket?
Yeah,
you guys know.
Okay,
so it's gonna be Italy, Denmark, final, and Italy's gonna win it. I feel that. You see the Viking is, and shout out to the Serie A players, man, because we're really showing. I think we're tied with England for the best star players. The tournament. They said that we're farmers league. We ain't got nothing. We ain't got no farmers over here. We got nothing but talent. Damsgaard. All these players that are playing, even Mele, who's scoring. He's from Atalanta. We don't really like them, but hey, I got to give props on who, and I'm really proud. The Serie A really now they want to buy all our talent and stuff like that. And Sassuolo, relax. Come on, we're gonna buy Berardi, but we're not gonna pay you 50 million. We're gonna pay you 30 million. But that's it, man. So you guys are asking for 50 million. 50 million, that's like a Kaká in his prime, back in the days.
Gio, the financial advisor. Like, he's the Galliani. What do you want? That time, like when we're trying to buy Balotelli from Man City, we want 30. I'm giving you 10. Now we want 30. I'm giving you 10. And then so Gio is going to be our financial advisor, guys. I'm going to have to go with. I'm not going to predict Italy because I'm a mush. Obviously, I'm very bad luck, so I'm not going to predict Italy. But my surprise team, I'm going to go with the Rock Nation Husney. It's got to be the Ukraine. Ukraine is going to beat England, and I'm going to love every single second of it. Just like, did you guys see people in France have started a petition, 250,000 signatures to replay the game because the goalie supposedly wasn't on this line. Le peuple de France, je vais vous parler en français. South Korea 2002. We needed to deal with it. Suck it up, Buttercup. You lost, and go fuck yourselves. That's it. That's all. So, forget your fucking petitions about, the guy wasn't on this line or the... Fuck you. You lost. That's it. That's all. You wanted to be smug at 3-1 up with Pogba? No. You lost to fucking Switzerland. That's it. And that's all. I don't blame Mbappe because I you know what? People want to blame Mbappe for that. No. I don't see that as a miss. I see that as a great fucking save. People don't talk about the great save. People only talk about, he missed it. No. Fuck France. Fuck your petition. You lost. You made fun of us all these fucking years, and I'm gonna dish it out to you. Don't fucking petition for. We dealt for South Korea 2002. We dealt with Euro 2000, where nobody still understands where you got that 7 extra minutes of extra time. So suck it up and rebuild and do what the fuck you gotta do. Okay, and that was my 2 cents. I'm gonna leave you guys on your last. It is therapy session. Your closing statements, comments, Husni, go ahead, and we're gonna close this off.
All right, well, I want to say Forza Milan, I hope that we have a lot more solid transfers coming very soon because we're moving into preseason quite quickly. So I really want to see the team getting into the rhythm of things. And, we really got to get a good start to the season.
I like it. Fabio, closing comments.
Zlatan, please stop jumping off fucking boats or whatever the hell you're doing. We need your fucking legs intact for day one, baby. All right?
Relax. Relax, Fabio. Relax.
I think it's imperative that we've been a young team the last couple of years, and we get a legend to be the one on the front line. Now, if this guy can just stay a little bit healthier this year, I think we're looking at 1 or 2 again, and we can get through the group stage. It's all on Zlatan, and hopefully Maldini getting some good signings. We need to do something good. We need somebody like a Chiesa, somebody come in our team, somebody better, and we're going to take the next step. So,
Gio, closing statements. What do you got?
Man, Vinny, I just want to say thank you, Vinny. This has been like my girlfriend probably the last 10 years been like telling me that I'm crazy. I'm glad I met all you guys, man. And I'm just waiting for the game tomorrow. And, I'm waiting for Tonali to sign. I think, he's going to build his character up. And I just want the team to do good. And I trust Maldini. He's going to get the signatures. But the shots, hey, karma is a bitch. You mess with the devil. You didn't call Theo Hernandez, and you playing Rabiot left wing back. You're the biggest idiot in the world. And because you took another dig at us when you said that it was okay for Mike Maignan to come to Milan. What do you mean it's okay? We used to smack you up in the 90s. So get out of here.
Gio with the fighting words. I like it. Guys, 3 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. I will be with Stevie P. I'm going to be watching live at the bar. I already told my boss I'm taking the half day off. Hopefully, we take away Dr. Evil and Belgium. We'll be able to make it to the finals. We'll see what happens. And gentlemen, thank you very much. Gio, I love, like you said, meeting us guys, and it's your therapy session. And I like these therapy sessions with you guys. Fabio has to go hide away in the garage. I like that from her. Rock Nation Husni, now it's 4 a.m. for the guy. He's still there. And I think that Fabio, David, I think was a bit jealous that he knows that you had to buy him the shirt, so that's why he didn't come on tonight. So I'll leave him.
David, I miss you, buddy. Come through. Everybody else, where are these guys? Come through. Come talk. We love this Milan shit.
We'll do a Patreon special very soon, probably after next week. Probably do it, let's say in the afternoon, to give a chance to the Andres of Russia, to Youssef, all the other guys that are all from around the world. I think we have more Patreons from Saudi Arabia, we have people from Pakistan. Guys, it's just fantastic. Thank you very much. Ovunque e sempre Forza Azzurri and Forza Milan, guys.
Milan.
Have a good night.
Milan.
Ciao, guys. Happy Canada Day.